Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another live stream and welcome to another update on all of your latest Chelsea transfer news. Big up to everyone that's locked in already. Make sure you're smashing the likes, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. And please make sure you get involved in the chat. And as always, people, we have got an absolutely packed show to bring you. We've got the latest on the future of Nico Williams, with Chelsea making contact to find out how much a potential deal would cost. Arsenal also interested. We've got the latest on the future of Joao Pedro, with Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, amongst others, keen on the Brighton forward, and a fee of around £60 million could begin negotiations. We've got Mikel giving more chat on Victor Osimhen. There is interest in Real Madrid from Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea want more than £107 million if they were to even consider entertaining a sell. Thomas Araujo remains a target for Chelsea as well as Liverpool and PSG. And we've got the latest on Rodrygo as well, who could cost around €100 million. Plus all other bits and pieces. Monaco reportedly interested in Petrovic. Badia Shil saying he doesn't know if he's going to be here next season. Loads of little loose ends to tie up as well. But before we say hello to a few of you and before we dive into the show, guys, just a quick one. Jerseys FC Soccer Shop, people. The new Chelsea kit. Get your hands on it. 20% off using code BLUEBROTHER. Link is in the description, guys. Good quality, affordable prices, name, numbers, patches, whatever you want. Use code BLUEBROTHER, 20% off. Link is in the description. And the final piece of admin, guys, before we get to the main event. This little QR code in the corner here, people. You can scan that and you can donate to myself and help support the channel. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. Link in the description, or you can scan the QR code. It's basically the same as a super chat, except it takes nowhere near as much of a super chat as YouTube do. YouTube take about 45, 50% of super chats, whereas this only takes a much smaller percentage. So if you're feeling generous and you want to support myself on the channel, scan the QR code, or of course you can send in your super chats. But that's what that QR code is, guys. But let's say hello to a few people and let's get this show on the road. We're not paying $100 million for Rodrygo. No, maybe not. Let's wait and see. Williams will replace Rodrygo. There's that possibility there as well. What else have we got? Yes, big up, big up. We're going to get into the Joao Pedro is the most obvious Chelsea transfer and flop. I mean, I hope not, but yeah, you could certainly see it. You could certainly see it. Yeah, bro, there's some strange people. There's some strange people. Yes, all good, brother. Good squad. Yeah, but bro, we don't need more squad players. This is the point. If you're going to spend £60 million on an attacker, you don't need more squad players. That's what I'm trying to say. We don't need squad players. We need first team players. Come in, do a job from day one. Yes, but anyway, big up to everyone, people. Let's start with the main news then. Let's start with the main news. And that main news is Mr. Nico Williams. There's been so many reports on Nico Williams. And now Fabrizio Romano on his latest YouTube video. Chelsea and Arsenal love Nico Williams and have made contacts to understand how much the whole package will be. In recent years, it has been very expensive. 50 million clause, taxes, salary, and commissions. Now, Nico Williams, we know he's at Athletic Bilbao. Good player, Spanish international, shone at the Euros last season. Perhaps hasn't been quite as good this season as he was last season. He's the kind of player that would make a difference. He's the kind of player who would come in and would be an instant upgrade on anything we've got. And he probably would be Chelsea's best winger if he came in. The transfer fee is not expensive. I think it's 58 million euros. So we're looking at around the 50 to 52 million pound mark. The interest is there. And I'm in two minds about this because Nico Williams, we know he's on ridiculous wages at Bilbao. Reports have suggested that Williams would want 400 grand per week if he was to join, if he were to make a switch to the Premier League. And if it was that sort of money, it's honestly ridiculous. Like I wouldn't endorse paying Nico Williams 400 grand a week. No, absolutely no chance. Absolutely no chance. I mean, chat, does anyone think Nico Williams is worth it? Does anyone think Nico Williams is worth that much money? I don't think he's flopped this season, though, chat. I disagree. Let's have a look at his stats. Nico Williams on the old transfer market. Has he flopped? I'm not sure he has. And I know it's obviously different. It's La Liga and it's the Premier League. But let's see how he stacks up to our wingers. So purely in La Liga, 5 goals, 5 assists. So he's got 10 GNA in 28 appearances. Now, that's not great. 10 GNA in 28 appearances, right? 5 goals. Madueke scored more goals than Nico Williams this season. Pedro Neto, I don't think Pedro Neto has scored more goals this season. Jadon Sancho, let's have a look. So he's got 5. So basically, he's got 5 goals, 5 assists. He's got 10 GNA in the league. I'm pretty sure Madueke's got more than that this season in terms of output. But again, this is just basing it on this season. So how does Nico Williams stack up this season with his 10 GNA compared to a Noni Madueke, for example? And I'm pretty sure Madueke's got 7 Premier League goals. I'm not fully sure on his assists, though, chat. So Madueke, 7 league goals. God, this transfer market. Sorry, chat. This transfer market is so fucking slow. So slow. Hopefully things will speed up a bit. But this transfer market is, fuck me. Why is this so slow? Right. Let's have a look. Maybe I need to bin off some of these tabs. But yeah, so we got Madueke with 7 goals this season. I think Pedro Neto's got 4 or 5. He would be an upgrade on what we've got for sure. And I'm not against someone like Nico Williams coming in. Not against someone like Nico Williams coming in, but the wages have to make sense. And if that 400 grand a week report is to be believed, that's utter nonsense. So yeah, Madueke's got 7 goals and 4 assists. So he's got 2 more goals, 1 less assist in the league this season. I'm almost certain that Nico Williams has got better numbers than Pedro Neto this season. Almost certain. But again, our wingers don't have great output. Now, Nico Williams is decent for output. He has got good output. Obviously, this season it's been a little bit less than the previous season, but Williams does have good output. The price is decent. It's just the overall cost of the package makes it very tricky. The transfer fee, not an issue here. Not an issue at all transfer fee wise. But yeah, it's those wages, it's that agent fees, it's those commission, it's the taxes, it's all this BS that we need to. So Pedro Neto 4 goals in the league, and I think Jadon Sancho is around the same, 3 or 4. So I mean, when you actually deep it, guys, and you think about it, our wingers have had really poor output this season. Really poor output this season. With Madueke with 7 as our top. So I mean, it could be an £80 million deal all in. I mean, yeah, it potentially could be. No, bro, this is just not true. This is just not true. He wasn't only good at the Euros. He had a very good season last season. And this is a talented player, Spanish international. Good to see the banter is still strong and thriving in today's society. Fair play. I subbed to you. I do YouTube. Jordan, big yourself up, brother. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the community, brother. Yeah, look, people obviously are excited by Nico Williams. People obviously think that Nico Williams is an improvement on what we've got, and he is an improvement on what we've got. My concerns are obviously salary, and my other concerns are Real Madrid. Other concerns are Real Madrid. 58 million euros, not expensive. Not expensive. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. But if you have an example here on Nico Williams, so people have brought up an example here, guys, on the Nico Williams situation. So I don't know if you can see that, chat. Let me just see if I can zoom in on this a bit. No, I mean, is it readable? Yeah, it's just about readable. It's just about readable. So Nico Williams against Jadon Sancho this season. So he's got I mean, this is foot mob. I mean, overall average rating is higher. So he's got more goals than Sancho, more expected goals, more assists, more expected assists, more chances created. Europa League to Conference League. More goals scored, higher expected goals, 2 less assists, more chances created. Now, there's not an awful lot of difference between Nico Williams and Jadon Sancho in like this season, pretty much. There's not an awful lot of difference, but I think for me personally, if the price is right and if you can do a decent deal, then I would absolutely be looking to sign. I would be looking to sign Nico Williams. I would be looking to sign him, but there's just that niggling thing in the back of the mind where you're just like, would this be a massive flop, chat? Would Nico Williams be a flop? Bro, we won't get both. We absolutely won't get both. It will be one or the other, or more than likely it will be neither of those, and it will be someone like Jamie Gittins or something. That's what we're dealing with here. It will be someone like Jamie Gittins or something like that, and we won't get either of these guys. Yeah, bro, I've been saying that. I've been saying that. You know, I wouldn't be against signing. I wouldn't be against signing a someone like Ademola Lookman. I wouldn't be against it at all. I wouldn't be against it at all. No, not at all. What's the difference between Willings and bro? Let's not do this. Let's not do this. Literally doesn't make sense. There's no difference. What do you mean, Sterling and Williams? What are we talking? What are we doing here? Well, that was one report saying that. I know. Look, his wages are high. There's no denying that. The wages are high, and we have to acknowledge that. But I look at it and think, if he can get him into the structure, or if we can get him at the higher end of the structure, or whatever, if we can offer Champions League football and whatnot, then maybe there's an opportunity to do something. Absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. Never heard of him, mate. Never heard of him. Sancho going back, surely, and not need to be sold. No, I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. I mean, look, I can't rule out. Absolutely, we can't rule out Madueke being sold. I agree on that. But then this situation here, breaking from Marca in Spain from last night. Real Madrid are seriously considering signing Nico Williams now before the Club World Cup. Florentino Perez is obsessed with the Club World Cup and the idea of being the first club to ever win it. Again, this is where we could have problems, chat, because Spanish player, Real Madrid, we've literally seen how this story unfolds. If they genuinely want Nico Williams, it's wraps, curtains, it's game over. Thank you for coming. Good night. Thanks for your interest, but we won't be taking this any further. Like when you get rejected from a job interview or something like that. Thanks for your interest, but yeah, it's now game over. We won't be continuing anymore, and that's what this could be. This would be such a Real Madrid thing to do. Such a Real Madrid thing to do. To sign a player in a position they don't even need to fill. Now, sure, if Rodrygo leaves, he could replace Rodrygo, but they've got Arda Güler, they've got Brahim Diaz. They literally do not need Nico Williams, but this is such a Madrid thing to do. Again, swap won't happen. A swap won't happen. But look, I could see you could see Madueke going to Newcastle. That's something that can't be ruled out. That's absolutely something that can't be ruled out. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Yeah, no, folks. Yeah, sure. No, because this is a different tournament now. Yes, it's the Club World Cup, but it's totally revamped. It's every 4 years now. So many more teams in it. Like this is the new Club World Cup, replacing what was there before. So yeah, if Real Madrid come to the table, wow, we're fucked. We've already missed out on Dean Huijsen to Real Madrid, as you'd expect. And if Chelsea, if we're genuinely, seriously interested in Nico Williams, then we need to move fast, because as soon as Real Madrid begin negotiations, ciao. See you later. Simple. Bro, I would take Cherki anyway, because we need another attacker. So yeah, I would take Cherki. I don't see any issues with signing Cherki. It's smart business. It makes sense. 22 years of age, talented, ability, left wing, can also play as a 10. He's creative. He scores goals. I would take him, and particularly at that price, players of that quality at that price don't come around very often. Do not come around very often. So yeah, I'd be on that, chat. I would be on that. We need another. I'll explain why we need another winger, because obviously Mikhailo Mudryk is out of the picture now. Enzo Maresca wants 5 wingers in the squad next season, right? So you've got Esteval, you've got Pedro Neto, you've got Madueke. Let's just say, for argument's sake, we've got Jadon Sancho, and we've got Tyreek George, and we have Mudryk. So those are the 6 wingers we have on our books. Mudryk is out of the picture, down to 5. George, I think, will be sold or go on loan. We're down to 4. You've got Sancho, Neto, Esteval, and Noni. So you need one more. You need one more to come in. Plus, Noni could be sold, or Sancho, we might not renew it. So another one needs to come in. It's quite easy to see where we need another winger to come from. But that's obviously the latest on the Nico Williams stuff, chat. The interest is there with Chelsea. We know the interest is there. And we're just going to have to wait and see if this develops. But I imagine there's going to be a mad few weeks in store after the end of the season with the Club World Cup coming up. Teams are going to want marquee signings and big signings in place for that tournament. That is an absolute guarantee. That is what they're going to want. I mean, chat, we've got 137 in the building. Make sure you're smashing that like button. Only on 44 likes. Please run the likes up. Let's get this over 100 likes, chat. Run it up. I've missed the super chat from earlier. Let me just bring this up now before we move on. Anthony Taylor to referee Forest versus Chelsea. Yep, you couldn't make it up. Although Chelsea have won their last 3 games with Anthony Taylor in charge. So maybe it's not as bad as what we potentially think. But Alex, big thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you as always and your support. Yeah, guys, you heard him. You heard Mr. Robert Sanchez. He'll cost us Champions League if you don't smash that like button. If that's not an incentive to do it, chat, I don't know what is. Anyway, let's move away from Nico Williams and let's move on to Mr. Rodrygo because there's a little bit of news with Rodrygo. Let's start with this from Spain, and then we'll get on to Ben Jacobs. So, according to AS in Spain, Rodrygo has 1 foot out of Real Madrid, but nothing is definitive yet. He's waiting for a conversation with Xabi to find out firsthand what his plans are, and based on that, he will decide. The door, of course, is not closed. Now, let's see what this article from AS is saying. What is this article from AS saying, chat? Let's have a quick look. We're going to need a little translation. Why can't the page be translated? Try again. Ah, yes, good. Rodrygo's only scored 1 goal since February. Not ideal. Rodrygo's not sure about his future. He's hesitating. Xabi Alonso wants to play with 2 forwards, Mbappe and Vinicius, in a formation with Bellingham on the left and, given what we've seen, Gula on the right. Rodrygo faces a new season with a supporting role. He has 1 foot out of Real Madrid, but nothing is definitive yet. So Rodrygo could be on his way out, not a main part of Xabi Alonso's plans, reportedly. Not a main part of Xabi Alonso's plans, reportedly. And it could be that could be interesting. You know, Arsenal are interested. Chelsea are aware of the situation. Obviously, there's interest from Saudi Arabia as well. Al Hilal looking to do a bit of a madness as well, chap. So this is an update from Ben Jacobs quoting himself from May 15th, which was last week, I think. Rodrygo could be a market opportunity this summer. Premier League clubs are alert to his situation as Real could sanction an exit for around 90 to 100 million euros. So we're looking at 85 million pounds. Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool are aware of this, but no approach or bid yet from any. Al Hilal have also looked in the past. Look, not all of our targets, no. But absolutely certain targets will be missed. You know, we won't be able to sign certain players if we are not in the Champions League. That's the reality. You know, we're going for Rodrygo's, if we're going for Osimhen's, for example, or Gyökeres's, right? Then if we don't have Champions League, we're not coming to the table. We're not coming to the table. Simple. Very, very simple. So yeah, missing out on the Champions League could have an impact on us. Could absolutely have an impact on our transfer business for sure. Not all of it, but absolutely some of it. Would I take Mbeumo? Yeah, I probably would. Again, he's got 19, 20 Premier League goals. It's outstanding. It's absolutely outstanding what he's done at Brentford this season. Him and Visser. Rodrygo's not happening. Look, I by the way, I'm not saying that Rodrygo's going to happen. I'm saying that there's a possibility it could happen. It can't be fully ruled out, chat, is all I'm saying. It cannot be fully ruled out. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, it's definitely happening. I think we're going to get him. It's this and it's that. The reality is, though, there's a strong possibility that it could happen. Strong possibility it could happen. So we're just discussing the latest news, chat. So I'm not saying I think it's going to happen, but I think it could. My stream chat. What are we saying? Is the stream is the Wi-Fi moving brazy? Are we looking shit? Are we looking shit, chat? No, maybe it's just your internet, bro. But chat, let me know. Is the stream? Am I freezing? Am I freezing, chat? Am I freezing? Please let me know. No, all good. Yeah, it might just be your internet. Might just be your internet. We're looking good in the 4K chat. Don't you worry. Yeah. Rodrygo. I mean, look, these are the caliber of players that we should be going for. My thing is, right, if you're going to spend £85 million on a player, I'd rather spend £85 million on a striker. I'd rather spend 85 million on a striker than, say, on a wide player. But at the same time, when you're looking at the winger market, you look at the left wingers in general, Rodrygo is seriously good. He is good. Yes, I know goal scoring is not outstanding. Not outstanding. You know, there's no talks yet, but I just don't know. Maresca will definitely, by the way, Maresca will definitely like someone like Rodrygo. Can play left, can play right, can play down the middle if needed, can also play centrally. He's great with both feet. You know, and he's not afraid to take shots on either. You know, this is someone that would be very, very good. Very, very good. Look, no one knows what's going to happen here, guys. But if I had to hazard a guess, I would look. I would look. I'll be honest, chat. We have to say this is very unlikely. Very unlikely. But we should be putting ourselves at the table for this conversation. We should be at the table. We should be pulling a chair up, sitting down, and having the conversation about potentially trying to get this guy here. He comes with a lot of experience, winning mentality, eye for goal. And most importantly, he's a significant upgrade on what we've already got. And he goes straight into that first team and he improves it. And that is what we want from our summer signings. Players to come in who are better than what we've got, bring leadership, bring winning mentality, bring experience, and make the first team better. Rodrygo ticks all of those boxes. That's why you've got to do whatever you can to go and get him. That's why you have to do that. So look, if we were to miss out, if we were to genuinely go for him and we were to miss out to someone else, or he were to decide to go to Real Madrid instead, or decide to stay at Real Madrid or go elsewhere, I would be disappointed. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if we seriously try for a player and he decides to go elsewhere, then it is what it is. I haven't got a major problem with it. As long as we try and we give the player a decision to make, then I'm happy. I'm content with the fact, you know what, we tried, we did everything we could, we offered a really good deal, and he wanted to go elsewhere. Sometimes you just got to firm it and accept that, you know, you're not going to always be the first choice. I don't think Rodrygo is injury prone, by the way. I don't think Rodrygo is injury prone at all. I don't think he's injury prone at all. And this is a sort of player who 100% makes a difference, chat. Difference makers, level raisers, needle movers, whatever you want to call them. These players don't become available on the market very often. They really don't. And sometimes, yes, you know, it might be above the finances that you want to do, but it's the way the cookie crumbles, chat. It's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes, if you want something and you want the team to move forward and you want improvements, you just got to do it. You just got to do it. But again, we all hear this stuff, oh, Chelsea prepared to break their wage structure, Chelsea this, Chelsea that. Until we actually see it in action, it's all just empty promises and empty chat and, you know, nothingness from the board. These are the type of opportunities that we need to go hard on. Yeah, we can. And this is the thing, and this is what's so frustrating, right, is that we are 3 or 4 quality signings away from being a serious team who can compete and contend for the major trophies and challenge for the Premier League and win the Premier League. There are players available out there that we can go and get. Now, if we were serious, right, and the money was right and we could sell enough players, you could, in theory, have a summer window where you signed Gyökeres, Rodrygo, and let's say Mark Guehi, for example. If that was our summer window, chat, if that was our summer window, Gyökeres, Rodrygo, and Mark Guehi, I'd be giving that an 8, 9 out of 10. Easy 8, 9 out of 10. If there was a Gyökeres, Guehi, Rodrygo transfer window, chat, what would you be saying? Because for me, that would make us title contenders. That would make us title contenders, that transfer window. Absolutely no doubt about it. 100% that makes us title contenders. 100% makes us title contenders. That sort of a window. But yeah, that's where we are, of course. That's where we are on that one. But I think it would make us title contenders. No, I think Guehi's a very good player. And what centre-backs out there in the market are A, gettable, B, at that price, and C, tick the boxes that we're looking for at the back. There's very few. There are very, very few. Yeah, Esteval is going to be integrated, but we can't be in a situation where we're expecting Esteval to come in and make an impact from day one. He needs to be slowly integrated into the side. No, we're not doing this again. But anyway, let's move away from Rodrygo. We'll keep an eye on that. That's going to be a fluid situation which could evolve pretty quickly over the coming weeks. We're going to move on to this Joao Pedro stuff. Now, there was a report in the Telegraph a few weeks back about Chelsea's interest in Pedro, along with some other teams. Now it's been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Newcastle all keen on Joao Pedro. The understanding is that potential proposals around a fee of 60 million for Pedro could prove attractive in order to advance and try to negotiate with Brighton. I'll tell you what, chat, 60 M's for Joao Pedro is pretty mad. It is pretty mad. 60 million quid for a Joao Pedro. It's difficult, that, isn't it? I mean, what's he been doing this season? What has Joao Pedro been doing this season? By the way, I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's got ability and plenty of it. Goal scorer, can cause problems, can also play wide, I think, as well. Can also, I think, play wide. But 60 million pounds just seems like a lot of money for a player who's not really a prolific goal scorer. Not really a prolific goal scorer. I could definitely see him somewhere like Liverpool. I think he'd be a very good signing for a Newcastle as well. For what Chelsea are looking for, I just don't see 60 million pounds on Joao Pedro being a good idea. I don't see it being a good idea. I don't see how it gives us what we're looking for. So he's capped 3 times by Brazil, 23 years of age, 24 in September. He scored 10 Premier League goals this season, so it's the same amount of goals as Nico Jackson in the league. 10 goals, 6 assists. I think Jackson was 10 and 5. So virtually the same numbers as Jackson. He's a centre forward, but he can also play off the left and he can also play as a second striker. So that versatility could be important. But again, I'm fed up of talking about versatile players across the front line. Sign me a specialist 9 who knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. Don't give me this, oh, he's a 9, but he can play left, he can do this, he can do that. I don't want to hear it. When it comes to number 9s, I want a specialist in that position. Bring me a specialist number 9. Nothing more, nothing less. Specialist 9. But when you see that, Joao Pedro about 60 million, then you see that a Gyökeres or an Osimhen, like those two kind of players, are going to be going for a similar price. It kind of makes you think, doesn't it, chat? It makes you think, why spend 60 M's on a Joao Pedro when you could spend that same money on bringing in someone who is going to be much, much better and is going to make an instant upgrade to your team? Whereas Joao Pedro, I mean, chat, if Joao Pedro comes in, right, does he even, and this might sound mental, by the way, chat, does he even start? If Joao Pedro were signed this summer, does he start for Chelsea? Genuine question, guys. And chat, let me know. Does Joao Pedro start for Chelsea if we were to sign him this summer? I'm not sure he does. I'm not sure he does. Does he start at centre forward? I don't think he does. And like, is he? And this might sound mental because I know a lot of people aren't massive Nicolas Jackson fans or as big a Nicolas Jackson fan as I am. But is Joao Pedro significantly better than Nicolas Jackson? They're both 23 years of age. Is he significantly better? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. And you can call me mad in the chat, deluded, or what are you talking about? Yes, big up to Couch. Big up, brother. I hope you're well. Yeah, you could see him being an Nkunku replacement in the squad. That is spot on. I don't even know why. I don't know why I didn't think of that. But yeah, that's exactly the sort of player he would be coming in to replace. That kind of versatile figure across the front line who really is going to be a squad player. Yeah, he'll start games and yeah, he'll contribute. But if you're spending £60 million, which is a lot of money, if I'm spending 60 million, I'm wanting that player to come in and to be a starter and be ready to contribute and to improve the team. I'm not about spending £60 million on essentially a squad player. No, we need to stop doing that. We need to stop doing that. We don't need more squad players. 4 or 5 players who are starting for Chelsea right now should be squad players. So what we need to do is sign first team players to then make those guys to make 4 or 5 of those guys that are starting now should then become squad players. That's my point. I like Madueke, should be a squad player. I like Nicolas Jackson, but he should be a squad player. There are guys who should be squad players, but then you could also argue that 60 M's on Joao Pedro, why would you just not go and sign Rayan Cherki for 25 million euros? And that would be an Nkunku replacement. I know he's not he doesn't really play down the middle, but neither does Nkunku. But if you're looking for an Nkunku replacement, which Pedro would probably be in terms of profile and in the squad, why would you just not go and sign Rayan Cherki for 25 million euros? That's what I don't get. If Chelsea are interested in someone like a Pedro, go and get Cherki. Go and get Cherki for those euros for 25 M's. Go and get him. It's really simple. It's really, really simple. Would rather get Kudos. I mean, Fakar. Sorry if I've mispronounced that, bro. Kudos has fallen off a cliff. By the way, brother, Kudos has fallen off a cliff. He's had a really, really poor season at West Ham. I'm not saying the quality's not there, but I think the release clause for Kudos, by the way, if Chelsea wanted to sign him, I'm pretty sure the Premier League release clause for Mohamed Kudus this summer is 85 million euros. 85 million pounds, sorry. And it's 100 million pounds for 120 M's, I think it is, for clubs in Saudi. That's what I think it is. That's what it is. But I mean, there's He's overrated. Only plays well games on TV. I don't think Kudus is overrated. He's just dropped off. This season, he's dropped off. By the way, chat, we're 170 in the building. We're still not on 100 likes. So make sure that you are smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds. Run up those likes, chat. Run them up, run them up. We need 15 more for the 100, and I would greatly appreciate it. It helps out more than you can imagine. More than you can imagine, chat. It really helps out. So please do make sure you are smashing that like button. Who do I want to win the Europa League? Probably Man United, to be honest. I mean, I can't sit here and say I want Spurs to win. So, yeah, United. But it is what it is, isn't it? The boards can... Well, look, we can sign Jonathan David, sure. I hope Esteban and Santos get game time. Yeah, no, I think they will. I think that's definitely... I think that's definitely the plan for them to get game time. Definitely the plan. Yes, run it up, run it up, run it up. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't really see any value in Chelsea signing Cherky. I mean, it's not Cherky, sorry, in Chelsea signing Joao Pedro. I don't see it. I don't see any value in it at all. But Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Newcastle are all keen. There's a long way from being keen to then actually making an offer and signing the player. But yeah, I would be concerned if Chelsea were going in for Joao Pedro. It would be a concern for me. I can't lie, chap. I can't lie. I don't get it. I don't get it personally. But that's the latest on Joao Pedro. We've got loads more to discuss still. Loads more to discuss still. Let's go in with Victor Osimhen. Let's go in with Victor Osimhen. Because once again, John Obi Mikel has been speaking on this in the latest episode. Bro, like, respectfully, this is just utter nonsense. Santos has not even kicked a ball for Chelsea, right? And you're saying he's better than Enzo. Based on what? You think Santos is doing what Enzo's done this season for Chelsea next season? Brother, come on. Is this sort of nonsense that is just... what on earth is that being based on? Or what is that being based on? Please tell me that someone who's never kicked a ball in the Premier League is better than Enzo Fernandez. Please explain. Please explain why. But anyway, Mikel has been speaking again. He's had this to say. Mikel on Chelsea signing Osimhen. It would literally be a phone call, a couple of days and done. I have done all I can, and it is now down to the club. Now, I'm not sure what's going on here, but surely there's more to the eye than you might imagine. Because why would Mikel keep banging on about this Osimhen deal, saying it's really close, saying Chelsea just have to pick the phone up? Why would he keep banging on about it if he knew that the club simply weren't prepared to match his wage demands? Surely he just wouldn't do that. Maybe he's trying to put pressure on the club, I don't know. But there must be more going on to this than what it seems, because it's quite obvious that Chelsea aren't prepared to match Osimhen's wage demands. So you'd imagine that Mikel would obviously know that. So if he does know that, why does he keep banging on about it? This is the point that I'm trying to make here, chat. Why does he keep banging on about it if he knows that we're not going to pay the wages? That's what's not adding up here. Something's not quite adding up here. Now, do I think that we're going to sign Osimhen? No. But the fact that he keeps banging on, Mikel keeps banging on about it, makes me think that maybe maybe there's something more to it. Maybe there's something more to it. Maybe there's a different reason. Maybe it's not just wages. Maybe there's attitude concerns. Maybe there's, other bits and pieces that are a problem. And chat, it's still a problem. We're 10 likes away from 100. Keep running those likes up. It's free and it takes seconds to do. So please run it up, chat. Would really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. The Osimhen stuff is weird. As usual, Mikel banging on and on and on. I get it. He wants this player to come. Chelsea fans would love him to come. But ultimately, we know what the situation is. So there must be something more than meets the eye here. Or maybe I'm just speculating and maybe I'm putting 2 and 2 together and getting 5. But I don't know what's happening here. I do not know what's happening here. I need to know what's happening here. I would like to know what's happening here. But it's a strange one, chat. I can't lie. It's absolutely a strange one right now. I guess we have to wait and see. I guess we must wait and see. But that's Mikel's latest comments on the Osimhen stuff. Latest on Mudryk. There is no latest. We're still waiting for an update. We are still waiting for an update. So there is no latest on Mudryk. We're waiting for updates. Simple. We are waiting for updates on him. Other than that, there's literally nothing else to add. Nothing else to add. But yeah, I just thought I'd quickly cover that on Osimhen and Mikel. Right. What I do want to dive into, chat, is this Enzo Fernandez stuff, because there's a section of the fan base who are obsessed with trying to get Enzo Fernandez to leave. Obsessed. There is interest from Real Madrid and Enzo Fernandez. Sources say Chelsea would ask for more than the 107 million they spent. Okay, fair enough. They're obviously going to want to ask for more. I don't understand what it is with these Enzo Fernandez haters. I don't understand why some people in this fan base still don't rate him as an important player. 20 GNA this season, 92 key passes, 21 big chances created, 74 chances created. But because he's not Conor Gallagher, because he doesn't run like him, because he's not got that dog in him per se like Gallagher, he's suddenly not important to the team. It is complete and utter nonsense. Complete and utter nonsense. I don't get it. But and also, by the way, chat, this player is so bad, right? So shit, like some fans say. But Real Madrid want him. But he's so bad that you want him out. And then these same people that want him out and think we should sell him will then be the same people that will moan at the ownership and the directors for selling him when he goes and balls out somewhere else. You literally can't make it up. You literally cannot make it up. Sections of this fan base are so agenda-driven, it's crazy. So agenda-driven, it's crazy. It really is mental. I don't understand. Chelsea supporters were getting onto Enzo for his lack of goal contributions last season. Now has 20 GNA this year. Now people are looking for other reasons to get onto him, to slander him. When will it end? Why can Chelsea fans just never let a player be? Why? Why? Please tell me why. It's something that I just do not understand. I just don't get it. And then what I'll say is, chat, people that want Enzo gone, who are we replacing him with? Who are we replacing him with? Who are we replacing him with, chat? I'd like to know. I'd like to know who we're replacing him with. Please tell me. Jacob Steinberg tweet. Let's bring it up. Chelsea will resist any attempt by Real Madrid to sign Enzo Fernandez. Argentina midfielder is not for sale. Madrid want a controlling midfielder, and like Alexis McAllister and Eintracht Frankfurt's Hugo Larsson. Interesting. So not for sale. Not for sale. Again, bro, respectfully, Santos has never kicked a ball for Chelsea, never kicked a ball in the Premier League. Why do you think he's going to replace what Enzo gives us? Why do you think that? Please tell me. Please tell me. And this agenda against Enzo, it's so baffling. It's so baffling, chat. I don't understand the agenda against Enzo. It's baffling. Absolutely baffling. Why don't we just appreciate? Why can people not appreciate Fernandez for what he is and what he brings for the team, rather than criticizing him for what he doesn't bring? You know, we're on the brink of Champions League qualification. We've got a European final coming up, and people are talking about selling one of our best players this season. I don't get it. No, of course they don't. Of course they don't understand. Of course they don't understand. And people saying that, oh, Santos will replace him. Santos has not even got a cap for Brazil, never kicked a ball for Chelsea, never played in the Premier League. And yet we've got people going on like he'll replace Enzo. He is. And he's one of those players that people won't appreciate until he's gone or until it's too late. Do you know what I mean? They won't appreciate him until he's gone or it's too late. So for all those Enzo haters out there, no intention of selling him. And I don't get the feeling at all that he wants to leave. I don't get that feeling at all that he wants out. And rightly so. Rightly so. All right, okay. But neither are any of our midfielders. Neither are any of our midfielders. Lavia's not that. Caicedo, as good as he is, isn't that. So none of our midfielders are that. So basically, what you're saying is, bro, because he's not what previous players were at Chelsea, we should be getting rid of him. So if we say that, well, Cole Palmer's not Eden Hazard, oh, well, he better go then. You know, oh, Pedro Neto, he's not Joe Cole, so he better go. Or he's not Arjen Robben, or he's not Damien Duff, therefore he needs to go. Nicholas Jackson's not Didier Drogba or Diego Costa. Oh, we need to sell him then. Bro, that is just nonsense. Complete and utter nonsense. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, chat? I don't get it. Exactly. 100%. 100%. Oh, chat, I'm going to have to go right to the bottom. Yeah, chat, run these likes up. As KD has said, Enzo Hive, stand up. Run the likes up, chat. Run the likes up. Free, takes seconds to do, and I'd greatly appreciate it. But let's read this article anyway. Let's give this article. Yeka Correa is not Ashley Cole. Levi Colwell is not John Terry. Needs to go. Romeo Lavia, not Claude Makelele. Sell him, guys. We might, at this point, we might as well get rid of the whole team. Bro, what's that got to do with anything? What has that got to do with anything? Is Wesley Fofana better than John Terry? No. But what's your point? So because someone's not better than players that were here 15, 20 years ago, well, that means they need to go. Bro, just think about this. Like, what you're saying literally is so flawed and doesn't make any sense. Like, do you not see that? Do you not see how that logic and that flawed way of thinking literally makes zero sense? Makes zero sense at all, chat. But let's read this article. What is this article saying? Hopefully, I don't think Guardian's paywall, so we should be okay, chat. We should be okay. Right. Chelsea have no intention of selling Enzo Fernandez and are determined to see off any attempt by Real Madrid to sign a midfielder this summer. Xabi Alonso is due to take over from Ancelotti, is looking to add more control to his midfield. And Fernandez is one of the names on the club's shortlist. They are also tracking Alexis McAllister and Hugo Larsson of Eintracht Frankfurt. Madrid have considered trying to hijack Arsenal's move for Zubimendi, but the Premier League side are confident that a deal for the Spain international will be sealed soon. Multiple reports in Argentina have claimed that Madrid will push to sign Fernandez, who has enjoyed an impressive season for Chelsea. However, there's no panic at Stamford Bridge about the noise around the Argentina international. He's under contract until 2032. No indication that the 24-year-old's unhappy at Chelsea, and he would need to make a huge fuss to force an exit. And there are also doubts over whether Real Madrid have the funds required to tempt Chelsea into a sale. So there we go. Pretty conclusive there. Pretty conclusive. Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, yeah, no. He can absolutely go. Yeah, he can absolutely go. No doubt. No doubt about that. But yeah. Look, I just personally, chat. I just find the whole Enzo agenda very, very strange. It's really strange. You know, it's just strange behaviour. You know, rightfully criticised last season, lack of output. You know, not a good season. This season, he's having his best season he's had here. He loves this team. He plays for the badge. He's a leader. He's got passion. 20 GNA, which is one of the main things that people criticised him for. And now people are moving goalposts and going out of their way to make other points, another agenda-driven BS. Like, I don't understand it, chat. I do not understand it. And again, people go about, oh, you know, let's do a Rodrygo Fernandez swap. They're not even the same player. Like, why would we get rid of a midfield player for a winger? You know, we're still going to need a midfield player. It literally doesn't make sense. Literally does not make any sense at all. But hey, here we are, chap. Here we are. And he's improved so much this season, by the way. He's improved so much. Such a big level of improvement. And again, this is exactly it. You know, when we've got a striker that can actually put some of these chances away that he's creating, then his numbers are just only going to go up. They're only going to go up. Bro, I hope so. I hope so. But he's going to be a major part of this Chelsea project moving forward. Absolutely. Major part of the Chelsea project going forward. But yeah, the Enzo Fernandez stuff, I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah. Yeah. It's strange. Really strange. Why you'd want one of our best three performers this season to leave the club. But hey, each to their own, chat. Each to their own. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but yeah, because he's been outstanding this season. Enzo Fernandez has been very good this season as well. I don't get the point here. 100%, 100%. Yeah, exactly this. Exactly this. You know, oh, he's shit, he's average, he's this, he's that. Oh, but the biggest club in the world won. Okay, fine. Take if you want to take those 6 GNA away, then it's still 14 GNA from midfield, which is very good. So what's your point? What's your point? Well, what's your point? It is 20 GNA. It is whether you want to count certain GNA or not. It is 20 GNA. Whether you want to count it as 14 because you think the Conference League ones shouldn't count, that's up to you. But factually, it's 20 GNA. Even if you want to take those away, 14 GNA from midfield is still very good. Well, exactly. You can apply that same situation to Cole Palmer. You can apply that same situation to uh, a number of players. You know, and it all goes back to poor recruitment in the summer. If we had done decent recruitment in the summer, then it would have made such a big difference. It would have made such a big difference. But hey, it is what it is, chap. It is what it is. But yeah, there we go. No, H, you're exactly right. It's exactly like saying that. You know, it's exactly like saying that. You know, I should have been sold last summer because what 6 or 7 of his goals were penalties. Don't count. Don't say Palmer scored 22 Premier League goals because he didn't. Because 6 were penalties, therefore they don't count. You know, or we might as well take away League Cup GNA whilst we're at it. I mean, where does all this nonsense stop? Where does all this nonsense stop? But hey, it is what it is. But anyway, Enzo Fernandez not going anywhere. Do I think Enzo's better than Tonali this season? Look, Tonali's been outstanding, by the way, this season. But if we're looking at overall package, I would say that Enzo's been better than Tonali this season. You know, Tonali obviously doesn't have the same attacking threat. Defensively, he's obviously much better, and he's had a very good season, and he's played in a better team. Absolutely, no doubt about it. He's played in a better team. But I would say that Enzo has been better than Tonali. But again, yes, they're both midfielders, but they're both different type of midfielder, a different type of midfielder. And he has improved a lot. Enzo has massively improved this season. And that's all I'm going to say on that. That's all I want to say on that, is that people can have their own opinions. They're entitled to think whatever they want. I just think the Enzo Fernandez hate from sections of the fan base is strange behavior. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, chat. So yeah, whatever. Let's also go for a little bit more news, and again, more links. We had discussed this yesterday, but further links have appeared with Thomas Araujo and Chelsea. This time, Seb Nonda for Get French Football News. So we had a report from France yesterday, and it's another one following it up, saying that PSG, Chelsea, and Liverpool are going to compete to sign Thomas Araujo. Now, I am a Thomas Araujo fan. I like Thomas Araujo, but again, I don't know whether is he ticking boxes? Is he ticking boxes for what we're looking for? That would be my thing, chat. Is he ticking boxes for what we're looking for? And I don't know if he is personally. I personally don't know if he is. Again, Jan Bissek. I like Bissek. I absolutely do like Bissek. So Thomas Araujo. Oh, this is just a rewriting of the report from yesterday. Nobody submitted an offer for Araujo yet. He won't be cheap, though. He's not going to be cheap, Araujo. 80 million euro release clause. I think we'd be better off personally looking elsewhere. 80 million euros for Bissek, not for Bissek, sorry, for Araujo. It seems like a lot, chat. It does seem like a lot. I mean, 80 million euros, it's about what? It's around 75 million pounds. Yeah, I'm not on board with that. I'm definitely not on board with that. Again, Bastoni's not going to happen, chap. Bissek, Bissek is a possibility potentially. I mean, Inter Milan is said to want Benoit Badiashile. He's apparently high up on their list of targets. So why couldn't that be a potential target? But yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable with spending that much money on a centre-back. 80 million. If you were going to spend that much money on a centre-back, I'd want a top quality centre-back, personally. And I'm not saying Araujo can't be that, but there's still a lot of question marks for somebody who is potentially going to cost you 80 million euros. Yeah, that's not for me, chat. I'll be honest, that's not for me. But there's going to be a big shake-up. There's going to be a big shake-up at centre back, and it's going to be very interesting to see how that materializes. It's going to be very, very interesting. But there's going to be a big shake-up at centre back, and we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. But I could easily see 3 or 4 centre backs being sold. And I think more than one might come in. One will definitely come, but I think, chat, there's a possibility that 2 could come in. I think there's a possibility that 2 could arrive. 100%, I think there's a possibility that happens. Yeah, and Matthew, I agree with you. Gurhi needs to be the priority. Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. Yeah, no, I think Badiashile knows that he's barely played this season, and the chances are he's probably going to be on his way out at the end of the campaign. I think we do know that. I think we know that, chat. You know, let's be perfectly clear here. I think we do know that is likely to be the case. By the way, chat, keep smashing that like button. It's free. Takes seconds to do, chat. We're on we're on 124. Let's try and get this to 140, 150 if we can. Please smash the like button, people. Run it up. Run it up. He's a baller. Yeah, no, he is. He is. He absolutely is. I mean, look, someone like Jared Branthwaite, I think would be a good signing. Yeah, no, Colwell's definitely better than Vega. Colwell is better than Vega, chat. I don't necessarily think there's a conversation to be had there. I think Colwell is absolutely better than Vega for sure. I think Colwell's better than Vega. But yeah, no, if you're going to spend 80 million euros on a centre back, you'd want someone a bit better with a bit more quality and experience, I would say. So whilst Araujo's clearly good, he's got first team experience, Champions League experience. 80 million euros is a lot of money to spend on someone. And I do believe, chat, it would represent quite a significant gamble. So, yeah, let's wait and see. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. Gurhi and Hato, no problem. That would be good. Those would be good defensive signings, Gurhi and Hato. Yeah, I would be. I'll be on board with that, chat. I would be on board with that. Gurhi and Hato. Branthwaite's another one who's interesting, but I'd be open to that as well. Yeah. Let's have a look if there's any more news coming in. Anything of note worth discussing before we round out, chat? Nah, bro, Zabarni, I don't think so. Zabarni, I don't think so. Need your bro. Well, put in a word for me. Put in a word for me. Yeah, we'll see. Let them know, bro. Let them know in the comments. Let them know in the comments. Yeah, comment saying that I should go on. I'll be happy to go on. I know Matisse. I don't know Miz or Eunice or anyone, but yeah, bro. See what you can do with me for me. See what you can do for me. Yeah, no, Hato is mainly a left back, but he can play centre back. But yeah, Hato would be a perfect signing if Vega is sold, which is the expectation. Hato would be a perfect signing if that were to be the case. Yeah, he'd be a perfect signing if that were to be the case. He has been linked. He has been linked with Chelsea. But again, I think he's just one of a number of names who would be on the list. Just one of a number of names. So we wait and see. We wait and see. But yeah, I think the next few weeks, chat, are big. They're big. I think there's going to be a lot going on, a lot happening as we build up to the Club World Cup end of the season. And I think we're going to start seeing a lot of news taking place. Hopefully not too much news taking place whilst I'm in Poland. for the Conference League final. Hopefully not too much breaking news there, but yeah, it's going to be coming soon. It's going to be coming soon. So yeah. Exciting times ahead, chat. Exciting times ahead, and some big, big games on the horizon. Some big, big games on the horizon. I hope so, mate. I hope so. I hope so. We need to be going to Rocklaw with Champions League qualification in the pocket. That'll just make things that much better. 100%. No, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Well, bro, I don't think we're going to get a striker on the first day, but yeah, hopefully we can get a striker wrapped up pretty quick. I can't endorse Spurs winning anything, so I'd have to go to United. It's a lesser of two evils. I mean, it's both shit, but yeah, I'd have to go for the lesser of two evils, which would be United. But again, well, I mean, yeah, look, if we can get a striker in for the Club World Cup, I would be I'd be very happy with that. I'd be very happy with that if we could get a striker in for the Club World Cup. Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. I don't know, chat, whether that will happen or not. But all we can do is try. Yeah, we do need Osimhen. We do. Don't see that happening though. So it is what it is at the end of the day. The only positive of a Tottenham win, and I can't believe I'm saying this, is the banter on Arsenal. That's the only plus is the banter on Arsenal. Because that would be absolutely sensational, chat. It would be sensational, the banter on Arsenal. But yeah, I can't be endorsing Tottenham winning anything, but one positive would be the Arsenal banter. It would be the Arsenal banter. And yeah, let's hope that we can yeah, let's see. Let's see. It increases our chances, increases the chances, absolutely. Doesn't guarantee anything, but it's definitely an increase in chances. But yeah, chat, we're going to round this one out here. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, people, appreciate each and every single one of you. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Please subscribe if you're new around here. Great show as always. Big up to every single one of you for all your support. It's greatly appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the Europa League final as much as you can if you're watching it tonight. And I will catch you lot again tomorrow for all the latest transfer news. Make sure you stay locked in. Smash the like, subscribe, as I said, up the Chelsea, and we're out. Peace.